You know, he looks a little out there in the football field. You sit and talk to him, you know, he's not that small.
Yeah, everybody talks about little guys. I was considered a little guy. He's a little guy.
You know, it's like
he's not a little guy at all.
Motion, number 22 offense, 2 men moving. 2 men moving. Still second down.
Just smaller targets to hit, that's all.
That's right. You know, in baseball, they talk about little Pete Rose. He weighs about 200 pounds.
In football, they call Joe Morris little because he's 195 pounds.
Ball's at midfield. Well, Indianapolis has changed their score against Buffalo. They have the worst record in football, and they'd have the rights to Testaverde, but now they're tied with Buffalo at 14-0. This is second down and 8. Nice play by the linebacker on Bavaro. That was Freddie Joe Nunn staying with the tight end. This guy's had a tough season, his second year in the NFL, but he's still learning. He's a lot like Anthony Bell, and if those 2 linebackers can progress, it would make the Cardinals better. That play takes us to 11 seconds left in the third quarter, and it's 3rd and 8 coming up.
Freddie Joe Nunn's played a lot better the last few weeks. He's been involved more in the pass rush. He's become a better run type of a defender, and now you see the type of pass cover man he is.
Duda checks in for the Cardinals. Thurman. And a comebacker, and that is caught for a first down by Bobby Johnson. That's a first down at the Cardinal 35, and there's no protest from the Cardinals sideline. Marks the end of the quarter. The end of the third quarter, the score 20-0 Giants. A word from your local station.
This is CBS.
The time, right now. The place, your Mazda dealers. The event, Goodbye 86. With goodbyes on the incredible 87 RX-7, winner of 7 straight IMSA GTU championships, and already sticker-priced thousands less than Nissan 300ZX. Buy now while sales tax is still deductible. But hurry, the end is almost here. See your local Mazda dealer for a goodbye now. Don't let time run out.
Gee, thanks. There are a lot of $5 gifts you can get for Christmas.
Well, this is something I don't have.
But with a Pizza Hut holiday gift certificate,
Hey, great!
you can give a $5 gift that everyone will like. Because a Pizza Hut holiday gift certificate is worth $5 on any of our hot, delicious, cheesy pizzas. So go to a participating Pizza Hut restaurant and get a holiday gift certificate for your friends. They'll really appreciate it.
You shouldn't have. You really shouldn't have.
Breweries use ordinary tap water to make their beer. Not Coors. Pure, natural. Yeah. Coors is the one.
Giants and Patriots at 6.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Chrysler Plymouth. We're working together to be the best. And by Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light. It doesn't get any better than this.
And we are across the Hudson here at the Meadowlands in New Jersey. The Giants have scored in each quarter, and they lead 20-0 with 15 minutes remaining to play. They're at the Cardinal 35 with a first down. They have Carthon and Joe Morris still in there. Look at there. Fumble, and it belongs to St. Louis. Cedric Mack came away with a Joe Morris fumble. The Cardinals have had a couple of good bounces today.
They have. Leonard Smith's going to make this hit. Joe Morris cuts up inside. See the blocking on Noga. Freddie Joe Nunn, E.J. Jr. try now from behind. Leonard Smith's going to hit the ball and just pop it up in the air. And Cedric Mack catches it on the short hop. Makes the fumble recovery.
And the Cardinals haven't had many good breaks.
They recovered 10 of 36 fumbles. Now you figure the norm in the National Football League is half.
And they've intercepted only 8 passes, but they do have the ball at their own 12. Mitchell and Farrell. So a first down pass inside to J.T. Smith and a first down catch. Now the game is either going to go one way or the other. The Giants are going to pile up more than 20 points, or the Cardinals are going to open up here, are going to make a run at them. Now Cleveland is going to win, apparently, their division, the Central of the AFC. And all of these other teams, Kansas City, the Raiders, and Seattle, and the Miami team, are hoping that Cleveland wins that game. Here's a pass to Marsh underneath, and that's a first down. Because you see, Cleveland had the best record going in of those two. So that's going to hurt Cincinnati if they do lose. And Green Bay coming here next Saturday is ahead of Tampa Bay. You'll see the Pack next Saturday on CBS. Buffalo and Indianapolis are tied in the 4th quarter. And here we have almost 15 minutes left in this game. A little short passes. They haven't gone deep against the Giants. Is that the Cardinal 42? Flag goes down. Farrell ran right into the arms of Eric Howard, and you know what Bill Parcells told us about him? He's only a rookie out of Washington State. He's going to be one of the best players in football.
There's a holding penalty against the Cardinals again. Absolutely. Bill Parcells feels like Eric Howard.
It's number 58 offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
So that's the second holding call on the big rookie center out of Texas, Gene Chilton.
Well, as I mentioned, Eric Howard is 6'4", 268 pounds. And Parcells, you know, he says it's not necessarily his size or his speed, but he's a guy who just gets so pumped up and so ready to play.
And how about when you can't play Jim Burt at the nose and you get this kid available, and also Jerome Sally. So the Giants are not only good, they have depth at 2nd and 12. Cardinal 40, Marsh in motion. And a delay handoff to Mitchell, using those blockers nicely. Big run by Mitchell. Boy, can he use that blocking. He stayed right there very patiently and finally was hauled down by Kenny Hill.
You know, we've talked a lot about Joe Morris and his ability to string out a sweep or string out a long play and then cut it up. It's a very similar play that the Giants run. There you see Marsh out in front on Banks. And you see him cut up inside. Stump Mitchell actually runs better to his left because he's got the bad right foot and he can't plant and cut upfield. He's had some of his biggest gains cutting back on the left side.
Lawrence Taylor acts as though his right hand is bothering him a little bit. We'll keep an eye on him. At the Giant 37 now. Look out, Neil. That's the most the Giants have sacked a quarterback all year. That's the 8th time, and Eric Howard, about whom we were just talking, got that sack.
Got rookie versus rookie, Howard on Chilton.
The Giant record for sacks in one game is 11. Today they have 8.
The only thing I can figure, if Lawrence is hurt a little bit, he might have gotten too close to some kryptonite, because that's the only way Superman can be nicked. I mean, somebody must have hung around there. There you see him try and make the play. Even stumbling, he still makes the tackle.
8 sacks of Lomax. A short pass out here to Farrell, and it was faded by the linebacker, Pepper Johnson, a rookie out of Ohio State. This looks like a track meet with Lawrence Taylor.
Down the lower part of your screen, you want to see how quick Lawrence Taylor is and the problem he presents. He's way away from the play. Now he starts in and drops back, and there Farrell makes the catch. You see the tackle being made, but right at the top of your screen, Lawrence Taylor, that's his foot coming in. That's how close he is.
He is always there. 11:50 left in the game.
He told me once, you know, Joe, you can run, but you can't hide from me out here.
Troy Johnson is the 3rd wide receiver for St. Louis on 3rd down and 16. And he coughed that one up in a hurry, and it went off the hands of J.T. Smith.
I think the Cardinals would love to see the Giants blitz. That way they'd have at least a quick opportunity to get rid of the football.
But they don't blitz that often.
They don't have to blitz that often, simply because of one man, Lawrence Taylor. His ability to put pressure on a quarterback all by himself allows that whole defense to play zone.
Standing ovation for the Giant defensive unit. And this is the 8th punt by Greg Cater. Phil McConkey is back there, trying for the out of bounds. Good play by the Cardinals to cover it at about the 3. There are no flags, and we have 11:25 left in the game. Freddie Joe Nunn downfield to down the ball.
Introducing the unbelievable American under $7,800. The Plymouth Sundance Series. The pride is back. Plymouth Sundance, the best value of any car in its class, including the imports. 47 standard features to convince you. 5-year or 50,000-mile protection plan to assure you. Plymouth Sundance, the unbelievable American under $7,800. The pride is back. Born in America again.
Fire brewing. It's more than a way to make Stroh's and Stroh Light. It's a family tradition, passed down from one generation to another for over 200 years. It's what guarantees that smooth, consistent taste for generations to come.
Now you're talking Stroh's. Now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here.
No battery has the energy to outrun the Energizer, even in a toy robot.
Energizer, it's a run, 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 it's a run, run. The Energizer, it's a run, 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 it's a run, run.
No battery outruns the Energizer.
Well, Joe's brother, Jamie, up at Michigan, would be proud of his older brother, Joe. 20 rushes, over 100 yards today, and look what that does for his career, Joe.
That's right. He breaks his own club record, 13:45, 12 TDs. Of course, his touchdown performance was up last year quite a bit, but this year his rushing record is up.
On the other hand, as Dallas hangs on to a 1-point lead over the Eagles, Sims is only 5 out of 20, starting from the 3-yard line. They were keying on the other back. That's another thing that Morris does for you. He opens the way for Carthon, and Lonnie Young had to come up to make the tackle.
Well, that's why they ran the reverse earlier, because the defense reacts to where Joe Morris goes. Now you run the fullback up the middle, trying to pull the linebackers out.
Look at there, the 49ers and a field goal by Wersching have gone back on top in their game at New England. Both teams need that one badly. 2nd down and 2. On again. The Cardinals wrapped him up very quickly. We'll check the forward progress.
He made it.
He did.
Yeah, he made it.
Okay. It was Freddie Joe Nunn, David Galloway in on the hit, and Bill Parcells along the sideline. He said, as we look at Gene Stallings going to have a different sort of winner than Parcells is going to have. Parcells said, I want to do it one time just to be able to say,
I did it.
I did it, meaning we, of course.
That's right, his football team. He wants to take that ball club all the way.
Now he's mad. It's 1st down and 10. 10 minutes left.
See Sims walk up and say, Zeke, move over on the other side.
2 tight ends, Mowat and Bavaro. Morris looking for that cutback, and Galloway and others pound him into the turf. 23 years ago, let's check the offense of this New York Giant team. Their offensive lineup 23 years ago. Their wide receivers, Del Schaffner, Joe Walden, Aaron Thomas. That rings some memory bells for you. Backfield, Phil King, Frank Gifford, Alex Webster, and Y.A. Tittle. The offensive line, Bookie Bolin, Darrell Dess, Greg Larson, the center, Rosie Brown, and Jack Stroud. The offensive line back in 1963 when the Giants last won it. 2nd down, 6. You know, it may sound funny to say the Cardinals are doing a pretty good job on defense. They trail 20-0. Morris has more than 100 yards, but they're still plugging away with Charlie Baker making that tackle.
It's not funny at all. They've done a great job on defense today. They really have. There's just been no field position for their offense whatsoever. Right. I mean, it started right from the opening gun. The Cardinal offense has been a problem. Their defense has played very, very well. You know, they've held Sims to only 5 completions, and Bavaro there on the sidelines, you see. Looks like he either sprained an ankle or
you can bet Parcells won't ignore that. They have depth, of course. They have Zeke Mowat to play the tight end. It's 3rd down. 3rd down and 5. And a handoff inside to Galbraith. He dives for a 1st down. And the Giants keep the ball with 8:10 left in the game. Giants have scored in each quarter till now, and they lead 20-0. The old inside handoff, the famous Dallas Cowboys play.
Well, you know, the Dallas Cowboys really...
Preston Pearson, right?
They were pretty much responsible for the shotgun formation. Now a lot of teams have found a lot of success with it because of the amount of blitzing that's happening on defense as the quarterback has a chance to get the ball off.
Ball is at the New York 25. They're not resting anybody. It's still Carthon and Morris. Johnson in motion. Little Joe is brought down by Clasby, and the ball came loose. Cardinals have the ball with 7:27 left in the game. Clasby tore the ball away, and Freddie Joe Nunn came up with the ball, and the Giants have their shutout in jeopardy. Well, that's the 2nd turnover by New York.
You'll see Joe Morris run up inside again. Now he cuts it back. Bob Glasby does a fine job of staying home, strips the ball away, lands right under Freddie Joe Nunn. The Cardinal defense has played very well today. Like I said, it's been field position that's really killed them. The whole 1st quarter, they were backed up with their backs against the wall and only gave up 7 points.
2nd fumble by Morris, both of which were recovered by the Cardinals. This one at the New York 26. Mitchell and Farrell in the backfield. Green and J.T. Smith, the wide receivers. Just got back to the line of scrimmage, and he was buried. And it was Leonard Marshall first there, number 70.
Well, instead of just rushing the front 3 people with Lawrence Taylor, they bring the linebackers, and from the right of your screen, there you see Elvis Patterson come in with a corner blitz that forces Lomax up inside to where a lot of people were waiting for him. That's not a very nice position to get yourself into.
Number 52, Pepper Johnson, comes in a linebacker spot. Harry Reasons, the linebacker, is out. That's counted as a sack. That's number 9 against Lomax. 7 minutes left. March, the tight end, broke away, and he is out of bounds at the 15, and that's a 1st down. He really pushed the linebacker, Carl Banks, off of him. 11 yards.
Well, this is part of New York's philosophy too, is they said, look, we're just gonna jam up your wide receivers. There's Roy Green. Now the only place to really go with the football, you've got J.T. Smith inside, Roy Green outside. The corners have run off, and you see the help from them. There's nobody left to throw to but the tight end. Neil Lomax does a good job in just finding Doug Marsh.
And Marsh really handled Carl Banks, who tried to make the tackle. 1st down at the 15. To Mitchell. Throw the ball. Ineligible man downfield. Now that's a touchdown. Who is downfield? Nobody. That's a touchdown. A touchdown to Roy Green, and it's incredible that none of the linemen were downfield.
And I don't think that was a called play. I got to be perfectly honest with you. I don't think that one was called.
Mitchell throws to Green for 6.
I think the offensive linemen were so busy. They were so busy trying to help stump Mitchell that they never got downfield.
Leonard Marshall had a hold of Mitchell, and he broke out of it.
Harry Carson's got a shot at him. Hedden's got a shot at him. Now he just says, I'll throw it.
And Roy Green caught it. That's his 6th touchdown pass reception of the year.
The way the Cardinals have played, that could be their highlight film.
And the extra point try by Schubert is good. We have a 20-7 game. with 6:37 remaining in the contest.
When you're behind the wheel in LeBaron GTS, it's nice to know GTS excelled in handling in a U.S. Auto Club test, did 0 to 50 in 5.63 seconds, triumphed in braking, and gave BMW and Mercedes something they never expected, a driving lesson. GTS comes sensibly priced with Chrysler's protection plan. You don't drive LeBaron GTS the way USAC did, but it's nice to know you could. Chrysler, driving to be the best.
The 35mm automatic one-touch from Nikon. It puts great photography at everybody's fingertips. The Nikon 35mm Action Touch. The waterproof, all-weather, automatic camera that puts great photography at everybody's fingertips.
Glacier Bay, Alaska and Old Milwaukee both mean something great to these guys. Glacier Bay means the one and only Alaskan king crab, sweet, fresh, and big. And Old Milwaukee means a great beer. Cold, crisp Old Milwaukee beer and smooth, golden Old Milwaukee Light.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place. Old Milwaukee beer.
Old Milwaukee and Old Milwaukee Light.
Guys, it doesn't get any better than this.
The simple mention of his initials, LT, evokes a quarterback's most dreaded nightmare. The Packers meet Lawrence Taylor and the Giants next Saturday on CBS Sports.
Joe, I've never met anybody who didn't admire Stump Mitchell.
You're absolutely right. When I used to play against him when I was a Redskin, I always used to worry when he got his hands on the football all year long for the Cardinals this year. He's been the man that's never stayed out of the lineup and never complained.
And more than that, around St. Louis, when they want something done on the community level, they call Stump and he says yes. Rusam from the 10, and he did not get to the 20-yard line. Next Sunday here on CBS, the final weekend of the regular season, Redskins trying to get back on the winning track, play at Philadelphia. And Tampa Bay plays at St. Louis. It's a doubleheader day on CBS television next Sunday. The Bears against the Dallas Cowboys before the Bears go into the playoffs, even if Dallas doesn't. Dallas still alive at this moment.
You know, the Redskins made a change a few weeks back to get Max Sendejas in as a kicker and traded Mark Mosley to Cleveland, and it still doesn't look like the Redskins have solved that kicking problem.
New York playing their first string club all the way. Sims to Morris. And Morris is taken down after getting a couple. 6:20 left in the game. We're checking out for Mark Bavaro, the tight end who limped off earlier, and he is not in there. Zeke Mowat is playing. We'll get a report on Bavaro for you. The Giants really need him.
The Cardinals continue to get Leonard Smith involved, their strong safety, in trying to turn Joe Morris back inside.
Atlanta continues to muddle the playoff picture by staying ahead in their game. It's 2nd and 8 here. 5:50 remaining. Johnson in motion. Morris again. Noga made him go back inside, and Noga helped make the tackle. You want to take a look at a tough-looking guy. Not only tough-looking, but he is tough. That Noga is something. He is from American Samoa, and he is a mean-looking dude. His brother's a heck of a football player for the University of Hawaii.
Well, you know, he wears T-shirts around with bombs going off and bullet holes in it. I mean, you know, to get ready, you know, some people, they watch different games on a Saturday night before a ball game. He watches Commando and Terminator, movies like that, just to get him in the right frame of mind.
We're coming up on the 5-minute mark, and it's 3rd down and 6 for the Giants. Sims rolls to stay out of trouble and got rid of it and threw it low and incomplete. 4th down. He was trying to get it out to Stacy Robinson, and pressure on the receiver by Cedric Mack, and David Galloway was chasing Sims.
Again, David Galloway, it seems like we always call his name, either making a tackle or chasing the quarterback down. Really played well up front for the Cardinals.
The Cardinals have just scored, force New York to punt for the 5th time today. So we said at the outset of the telecast here, They are working, talking about St. Louis.
Absolutely. They're not giving anything up.
Vendetta kicking to Sikahema. Nice kick. Good coverage, too. Sikahema. 2 yards. More than a few, and out across the 40. Sikahema, an outstanding rookie for the Cardinals. Good special teams player. Byron Hunt made that tackle.
The Winning Edge, brought to you by Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler. The winning edge involves more than talent. Physical skills are critical, but instincts often separate champions from challengers. Terry Bradshaw's right arm was a cannon, but the Pittsburgh All-Pro quarterback knew the time and place for all sorts of passes. Cover his receivers close, and Bradshaw would rifle passes by you. Front the receivers, and he would loft the ball softly over your outstretched arms. Bradshaw's instinct gave the Steelers the winning edge.
It's party time! 24C, Mickey. Hey, no Seagram's Golden Wine Cooler. You guys want to put me out of a job? Right. Oh, we're bound. So, you know I was coming? No. I knew they were coming. You must be doing something right. You did one thing right.
You came home for the holidays.
7.5 left in this game, and Joe Cribbs has scored to put the 49ers on top by 12 points. 49ers trying to win their 9th game of the year, and that would really hurt Minnesota if the 49ers win this game, because Washington is already one of the wild card teams, and Minnesota plays Houston later today at 4 o'clock. And next week we have Washington at Philadelphia, and the 49ers have to play the Rams. Minnesota will have a tough opponent in New Orleans. Dallas is still in the picture, and they play Chicago. So the league loves this as we go right down to the nub. What do you think? Who do you think the teams are going to be, Joe?
Well, you know, Washington, they're in. They've got to travel to Philadelphia. And the Philadelphia Eagles are an improving football team, and the Redskins are having trouble playing on the road. The 49ers are playing good football now back with Joe Montana. They could not only win the division, but get that wild card.
Let's see if the Cardinals can score quickly and add some drama to this one. J.T. Smith inside the 40. The ball came loose. Belongs to New York. Running back with it is Welsh. New York has the ball at their own 48, and that really changes things. Instead of the Cardinals being inside the New York 40, the Giants are outside their 45. And it is Kenny Hill who is shaken up on the play.
Lomax going back in the pocket now. J.T. Smith just comes around and makes a nice throw. Gets it right over the linebacker's head. Now, you see that shot that Kenny Hill gave him. Hurt himself. He hit him so hard.
And it was picked up by Welsh. And Kenny Hill walks off the field. And J.T. Smith is the one who coughed it up. Now we have a discussion in the middle of the field. I don't know what this is all about, but the Giants are going to keep the ball. I didn't see any flag go down on the far side of the field.
Neil Lomax is right in the middle of that looking for an explanation. I can't see what they're talking about. The ball was clearly free if it had to do with the reception before J.T. ever hit the ground.
Yeah, J.T. caught it, ran with it, was hit and fumbled.
That's a sign of a good veteran quarterback. See Phil Simms get in there. He says, look, Lomax is in there with the officials. I got to get in here and find out what's going on and put my 2 cents in just in case.
4.5 left in the game. The ball does belong to the Giants, and I think any chance of a dramatic finish faded on that one. I want to see some sagging shoulders. They belong to J.T. Smith, who walked off the field. That could have really changed this game, Joe.
Well, it would have gotten them down in better field position. Of course, the Giants were real tough throughout the entire ball game, but you know, it would have made it a little closer.
Good news for the Giants. Mark Bavaro is back in the lineup. He limped off earlier. Carthon is tackled by Noga as the Giants try to run this clock down.
Well, I think they will. I don't think you'll see the Giants put the ball in the air. Even if they get into a 3rd and long situation, you'll probably look for a draw every time you run a play, you're going to run about 45 seconds off the clock. You know, they've got a 13-point lead. They feel very comfortable. Got one of the best kickers, if not the best kicker in football. A lot of things going for them to win this one.
Ball is to the Cardinal 48, and it's 2nd down and 6. They keep Carthon in there along with Morris. 4 minutes left.
That was a shot at Carl Carter, who's got a banged-up shoulder.
Charlie Baker, the linebacker, was really teeing off. Of course, the Cardinals can afford to do that now when they know that the Giants are going to run the ball.
Well, not only that, even early in the ball game, we saw the Cardinals stay back a little bit, and the Giants pick up a lot of yardage. As soon as the Cardinals commit to the blitz to try and stop the run, they've been very effective.
That fumble a moment ago by J.T. Smith apparently has nailed down another loss, which will be the 11th of the year for St. Louis, trailing by 13.
You know, the Giant fans sit here and they wait in hopefully not seeing one of those fumbles where the Eagles pick one up and ran it in back a few years ago.
Kenny Hill sprained his ankle, but he will be back, and Phil Simms calls timeout. That's the first timeout expended here in the second half by either club. And we have 3 minutes and 8 seconds remaining in the game. And Simms will go to the sideline to talk it over with the offensive coordinator. A while ago, we showed you the offensive unit of the Giants in 1963. How about those people on the other side of the ball? The defensive line, Jim Cabbage, Andy Robustelli, Dick Modulewski, and John Lovetier. The linebackers were Hillebrand, Scott, and Huff, and the defensive backs, Dick Lynch, Erich Barnes, Dick Pessinen, and Jim Patton. It was 23 years ago that the Giants last won the division.
That's a very comfortable seat the Giants are sitting on. Those are heated benches. And as cool as it is outside, it's cooler inside.
We have 3 minutes and 8 seconds left in this game. Say, didn't anybody know that a 25-year-old psychotic armed with a rifle might go berserk at any moment and go on a killing spree? Her mother knew it, tried to warn the authorities, but no one would listen. 60 Minutes tonight on CBS, and following 60 Minutes, Murder, She Wrote, starring Angela Lansbury. And then the Hallmark Hall of Fame, Promise, starring James Garner, a story of two brothers. James Wood co-stars with him, and all of that is tonight on CBS. And Joe, I would really look forward to watching that movie on CBS, Promise. They say it is terrific. Ball at midfield. 3rd and 7. Toss to Morris. Look at him go. Touchdown! Touchdown! No. At the 1. One of these officials, Ed Merrifield, has no flair for the dramatic. He said it's down at the 1-foot line.
I don't think he heard you.
76-yard run. Carthon blew him loose.
Well, here you see Carthon go in motion. Now watch the block on Leonard Smith. He kicks him out and allows Joe Morris to cut up inside. As I talked about, the Cardinals over-pursued, and Joe Morris is exceptionally tough on AstroTurf. He just puts the pedal to the metal, and Lionel Washington comes a long way to make the tackle.
They show a replay of it here, and the fans think that he was in the end zone.
And all the offensive linemen for the Giants are signaling touchdown.
And the official said, why do you have to re-show that thing? The official was right, Joe.
Yeah, but it would have been nice to give it to him.
You can't do that. He wants. We have come to the 2-minute warning. That official wants a postseason game. He's not going to call it a touchdown.
Here's another view of it.
Not a touchdown.
Right.
Good call. Nice call, Mr. Merrifield. You were right.
Sure, the pride is back. Plymouth Sundance and Plymouth Voyager are the proof.
The pride is back.
Plymouth Sundance, the unbelievable American, under $7,800. Sundance, the best value of any car in its class. Versatile Plymouth Voyager, front-wheel drive, car-like handling, spacious Plymouth Voyager. Plymouth's 550 protection plan backs them both.
The pride is back, born in America again.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
The kids really like what we got them for Christmas. Radio Shack Space Patrol walkie-talkies. They're terrific outdoor fun. They have flexible antennas to withstand rugged use. And built-in Morse code keys with the code alphabet on the front, so they can talk or send messages in code. The kids like them, and I love them. Come in, Space Patrol. Time to report for dinner.
Space Patrol walkie-talkies, only at Radio Shack.
Dust off your policy, dig up your bill. Leave it to the good hands, people. Do it right now, or you know you never will.
Come into Allstate and compare our low homeowners rates. You might just save some money.
Check through your files, look high and low. Get down to Allstate, you might save some dough. Leave it to the good hands, people. You're in good hands with Allstate.
A member of the Sears Financial Network.
First and goal. Morris gets to the goal line, but not over yet. Did he get over? I haven't seen anybody signal a touchdown. I haven't seen it yet. Did you, Joe?
Well, everybody in the stands did. And, yep, they're putting it down on the tee.
That's the third of the day for Joe Morris. And it adds to the Giant lead, 26-7.
You can talk about Joe Morris's running ability, but Carthon has done a tremendous job lead blocking for him. Of course, you don't want to downplay the fact that Morris has had such a great afternoon, but Maurice Carthon has really made Joe Morris pick up a lot of yards today.
Morris has scored on touchdowns 1 yard, 2 yards, and 3 yards. And 2 field goals by Allegre, who is now trying the extra point. That's good. 27-7 with 1:57 remaining in the game. The fumble by J.T. Smith set that one up going back the other way, and penalties helped the Giants onto a couple of scores earlier. Next Saturday, the Green Bay Packers come to town. Now, these Giants have been working out, taking 2 days off and working out only on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but they'll have to get ready for a Saturday game, and it starts at 12 Eastern with the NFL Today on CBS. And then on Sunday, then a full schedule of games for you on Sunday, but later on Saturday we have collegiate basketball. Illinois number 6, North Carolina number 5, and that's bound to be a good one. Now the Sunday football games on CBS, it's a doubleheader day. We'll get to those in a moment. But one of the games is Chicago and Dallas. That's the doubleheader game.
Washington and Philadelphia. That's the other one.
Allegre kicking off. Sikahama comes up and took it on the 20. Pass out to the 35-yard line. Good return man by Sikahama. Here are those Sunday games. The Redskins at Philadelphia. Joe Theismann and I will be there. Or Tampa Bay at St. Louis. The Chicago Bears play the Cowboys in the second game of the doubleheader. And look at there. Philadelphia is going to eliminate Dallas perhaps today, leading 16-14. And Green Bay ahead of Tampa Bay by 14. And Cleveland's going to win the Central Division of the AFC. And Indianapolis is winning a game by 3.
They got to be careful.
And New Orleans are going to knock off Atlanta and knock them out of the playoffs. And the 49ers are winning. Tomax on first down, drops it off short to Earl Farrell. Farrell got about 7 yards, tackled by Gary Reese.
This is the only time in the football game that Neil Lomax can feel like he can get back in a pocket and have a little bit of time to look over the secondary.
3-man rush. He ran for a first down, and Lawrence Taylor really smart. You know, he's a smart football